I'm on my first trip in 8 years as a single gay guy in New York City. Time for an update on life as a newly single person. So hi, I went to New York City and I want to show you a bit about that and also just update you on life and how things have been going with this new chapter. So first off, I went to NYC with my bestie Mary and we stayed right in Times Square. There's a hotel, Tempo by Hilton, which has only been open for like half a year and it's right in Times Square. We got a little dressed up, had a nice dinner there at Highball, the restaurant in the hotel. Up on the 18th floor is a fitness center that has some Peloton bikes, but some of the rooms there actually have their own Peloton bikes. But we were staying on the top floor, the 46th floor, and when you opened up the automatic curtains, you got an amazing view of Times Square below us. That was awesome. And then for things that we did in New York, I always want to see the Statue of Liberty when we're there. So this time we did the Circle Line sightseeing tour so that we could go out on the water and then go around the Statue of Liberty to see her in all her glory. And then really just a few steps from where the boat docks is the Intrepid Museum, which is a museum that's on top of and inside an airline carrier. So that was really cool. We did 3 things because we had the CityPASS, so you get a discount with 3 things. I think there's also a 5-thing option too. Our third thing was to go to the top of the Rockefeller Center, where normally you would get an amazing view of New York City, but it was so foggy, the view was a bit sub-spectacular on this day. And then check out this shot that we got in Times Square. This bicyclist behind me almost got ran over. We almost caught it on camera. Luckily, nothing happened. He's totally fine. But it's just kind of crazy that right at that moment, at that spot, is where this cyclist fell off. But we were back in Times Square because we were going to see a Broadway show. That's the other thing I always want to do whenever I'm in New York, is see some show on Broadway. So we went to see Back to the Future, the musical, which is essentially the movie on stage with songs in it. Very fun. So that was my trip, and really those were my highlights. Unfortunately, my highlight did not include meeting the next man of my dreams. Or maybe it did, and I just don't know it. Sometimes you meet someone and then it takes a long time before you realize that, but no, it didn't happen. I didn't meet anybody there that was potentially romantic in any way, which is kind of sad because I'm like on vacation and open to it, but it's really hard to meet someone. One, because we didn't go to a bar. We had actually planned to go to a bar. We picked one out. We picked the night, the event that we were going to go to, but then we were just like so comfy in the hotel room watching TV, having snacks in our beds, and I was like, are we really gonna get up, get dressed, get there, spend all the money? Like, we were just like, oh, let's just not do it. And then the other thing that single gay guys do when they're traveling, or not even necessarily single ones, is go on an app to find someone. And I do have an account on an app, and I opened it, but that doesn't really work for me. Like, I really need to meet someone in person first. I've got to feel the vibe and see if there's some sort of like match there. Like, even if it's just, we just chat briefly, like I can't just be like, hey, where are you? Let me come to you. Speaking of which, my friend in New York showed me this other app. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just a map of what's around you, and it's just pictures of people's body parts and like where that body part is right now if you want to go like find the body part. So I know that kind of thing works for a lot of people. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work for me. So without the apps and without going to a bar, what's the third option here? Like, how do I meet someone? And that's pretty much where I'm at here at home. Like, I just don't even know how to go about meeting someone else. Not that I'm looking for it, but if I was, if I'm not gonna go to the bar and I'm not gonna go on the apps, it seems pretty difficult. But for now, I am very much just enjoying being single. It's just, I don't know if it's because it's been 8 years of not being single, but now everything just feels like, you know, I just do what I want, when I want, where I want, how I want. There's just no like worrying or consideration for anybody else. And it's not like I was like tied down before or something, but you know, it's just this whole new kind of level of freedom of just, I only have myself to worry about. It's kind of awesome. And now I have my own space to myself, because really this space was a bit too small for 2 people. I would never do that again. So it is nice to just have my own space to just completely be free to be me. But at some point I would probably like to be free to not just be me. And I'm not totally sure how that's gonna happen. So if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. But also I'm not even sure how I'd have time to date right now. Like I could make the time, but I have a lot of other things going on that just feel more important to me than that. So it's like, I'm totally open and willing. If I met somebody and there was a connection, I'd be like, yeah, let's go on a date. Let's explore this. But because I'm not seeking it out, it doesn't seem to just be presenting itself. Which also just leads to the fact that Valentine's Day is coming up, and it'll be my first Valentine's Day on my own after 8 Valentine's Days with someone else. So that might be a little strange. I feel like I'm gonna be totally fine with it because I am just in this vibe right now of loving being single and being by myself. But you know how it is when you see social media. I'm gonna see so many posts from people who are so in love, and here's the beautiful flowers that I got and this and that, and maybe that's gonna make me feel a moment of loneliness. I don't know. I kind of don't think so, but maybe. But luckily, that's kind of the extent of my complaints or worries. Otherwise, I feel like I am just doing great so far and enjoying life and looking forward to other adventures that are coming my way this year. Speaking of which, one of those adventures you could actually join me on if you're interested, because I am going on an LGBTQ cruise in Italy in September. It would be awesome if you want to come join me there because this cruise is going to be amazing. So it's through a company called Outbound, and they're really all about like connections with people and doing cool stuff together, and not so much on the kind of like party scene of it, because you might have seen some LGBTQ cruises that are really kind of heavy on like young, beautiful man just partying it up like crazy, which is awesome. But I feel like I'm kind of getting to an age where that's not really me. Like, for example, when I was in New York and I was like, I'd rather be comfortable in bed with my bestie than go to the bar. So if you're someone like that, this cruise might be for you. It's still gonna be like tons of fun and it's gonna be around Italy and awesome, but it's just not gonna be as like young party focused. And it's for the whole LGBTQ community. So if you are interested, I'll put a link in the description down below. There's a discount code, JoshReimer10, which gets you 10% off. And all the information on this cruise and all their cruises is at IamOutbound.com. So yeah, that's basically my little update at the moment. So thank you for checking in with me. I'd love it if you leave a comment below. So this is sort of more of a two-way thing than just one way. A thumbs up is also great, just to give me some support, because who doesn't want some support when they're just sharing about their personal life? And I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!